This morning you bought a coffee, $7. Maybe you added a pastry. Maybe you didn't even check the total. It felt like nothing. A tiny treat before a long day, but that tiny treat is hiding something. And when you see the real number behind it, you will never look at that cup the same way again. That $7 is not just $7. It never was. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where that money has been going and exactly how to take it back. Here's why small purchases are so dangerous. They fly under your radar. You budget for rent. You budget for your car payment. You know exactly when those hit. But the $7 coffee, the $12 lunch, the $15 impulse buy at the store, those don't feel like real spending. They feel like breathing. You don't track them because each one seems too small to matter. A study from the Bureau of Labor Statistics found that the average American spends over $3,500 a year on food and drinks outside the home. That is not a grocery number. That is just the stuff you grab on the go. And most people have no idea they are spending that much because it happens $7 at a time, $12 at a time. You never see the full picture because the full picture was never shown to you in one place until now. The real cost of that coffee is not the $7. It is what that $7 could have become. This idea has a name. It is called opportunity cost. Every dollar you spend is a dollar that cannot grow for you. Think of it this way. If you put $7 into a basic investment account instead of buying that coffee, that $7 starts earning money on its own. And the money it earns, that starts earning money too. This is called compound growth. Your money makes money, and then that money makes more money. It is like a snowball rolling downhill. It starts small, but given enough time, it becomes enormous. Now here is what makes daily spending so destructive. It is not one $7 purchase. It is the repetition. You buy coffee on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every single week, 52 weeks a year, year after year. Each of those $7 purchases was a seed that never got planted. And after 10 years, after 20 years, the garden you could have grown is worth more than most people's savings accounts. The coffee itself was never the problem. The autopilot was the problem. You spend without deciding. You spend because it is routine. And routine spending is the most expensive kind because you never stop to question it. Time to see the real numbers. You buy a $7 coffee every weekday. That is 5 days a week. $7 times 5 is $35 a week. $35 times 52 weeks is $1,820 a year. But you probably grab coffee on weekends too, at least one day. So let us round to $7 a day, 365 days a year. That is $2,555 a year on coffee alone. In 5 years, you have spent $12,775 on coffee. In 10 years, $25,550. In 20 years, $51,100. Just in cash, just on one drink. But here is where it gets painful. That $2,555 per year is about $213 a month. If you invested $213 a month into a simple index fund, earning an average 8% return, after 5 years, you would have roughly $15,700. After 10 years, about $39,200. After 20 years, over $126,000. Let that sit for a moment. $126,000, not from a promotion, not from a side hustle, not from an inheritance, just from redirecting the cost of one daily habit into an account that grows. The cash you spent on coffee over 20 years was $51,100, but the wealth you lost was $126,000. That gap? That $75,000 difference between what you spent and what you could have had, that is compound growth. That is the money that was supposed to work for you. And instead, it bought coffee. Now ask yourself, who benefits from your autopilot spending? The coffee chains know exactly what they are doing. They put a store on every corner so you never have to think about it. They build reward programs that feel like savings but actually encourage you to spend more. A report from one major chain showed that their average customer visits 16 times a month. 16 times. They engineered that. The loyalty points, the limited time drinks, the seasonal flavors that make you feel like you will miss out if you skip a day. This is not an accident. This is behavioral design. Companies spend millions studying how to make spending feel automatic. And it is not just coffee, subscriptions you forgot about, delivery apps that add fees you barely notice, the $4 convenience charge, the $2 service fee. A study by a major financial platform found that the average person spends $219 a month on subscriptions they forgot they had. That is another $2,628 a year disappearing on autopilot. The system is designed so you never add it all up, because the moment you do, you see where your money has been going, and they lose a customer. Now here is the objection you are already thinking. I am not giving up my coffee. Good. You do not have to. This is not about deprivation. This is about awareness. Nobody is telling you to never enjoy a latte again. The goal is to stop spending on autopilot and start spending on purpose. Here is what that looks like. Step 1, make coffee at home 5 days a week. A bag of quality coffee beans costs about $15 and lasts 2 weeks. That is roughly 50 cents a cup instead of $7. You just save $6.50 a day. That is $32.50 a week. That is $1,690 a year. Step 2, take that $1,690 and set up an automatic monthly transfer of $140 into an investment account. You will not miss it. You already were not tracking that money anyway. Step 3, treat yourself to a coffee shop once a week, Saturday. Make it special. Enjoy it fully. You are not cutting out joy. You are redirecting waste. Over 20 years, that $140 a month invested at 8% grows to roughly $82,000. You still got your Saturday coffee. You still enjoyed your mornings, but you also built something. According to Fidelity, 78% of women say they wish they had started investing earlier. This is your earlier. This is today. 2 people, same job, same paycheck, same city, same rent, same love of coffee. Person A keeps the routine, $7 a day, every day for 20 years. She never thinks about it. It is just what she does. After 20 years, person A has spent $51,100 on coffee. Her savings account has about $4,000 in it. She has no investments. She has no idea where that money went. She just knows she feels behind. Person B watched this video. She switched to making coffee at home during the week. She kept her Saturday coffee shop trip. She took the $140 a month she saved and set up an automatic investment. She did not check it every day. She just let it run. After 20 years, person B spent about $7,280 on coffee shop visits. She enjoyed every single one, and her investment account grew to over $82,000. Same paycheck, same love of coffee. Person A has $4,000 and a vague feeling of being behind. Person B has $82,000 and a foundation she built one redirect at a time. The only difference is that person B stopped spending on autopilot. She did not earn more. She did not sacrifice more. She just knew where her money was going. And she chose. You are not someone who wastes money on coffee. You never were. You were someone who was never shown the full picture. Now you have seen it. You know what $7 a day really costs. You know where it goes, and you know how to redirect it. This is not your fault. Nobody taught you this. But starting today, you know, and knowing changes everything. Subscribe to She Starts Today, because the lessons you deserved are finally here.